On today's show, May means the Minnesota Bound Crappie Contest. 53 years and counting as families get together to go fishing. Friends create a special tradition in the spring woods. This turkey hunt kicks off with a bang. And we go back in time to explore a Winnipeg River tradition.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hi everybody, Bill and I welcome you to Minnesota Bound.
The first weekend of May. You know what that means. It's time for the Minnesota Bound Crappie Contest.
That's right. Join us at Lord Fletcher's on Lake Minnetonka on May 6th to celebrate spring with a little crappie fishing.
For anglers of any age, the fish of spring is the crappie. They always seem to bite. Crappies and springtime, a Minnesota tradition allowing anglers to scratch that fishing itch.
Well, it's a rite of passage, so we're 1 week before the opener. Guys are tuning up their boats anyway. They're on Minnetonka, and the crappies are biting. So many of our families get to take home a bucket of fish.
Well, earlier today, they wanted it just reeled nice and slow. Now the sun's gotten up higher and might have to change tactics just a little bit.
The 2023 Minnesota Bound Crappie Contest is coming up May 6th at Lord Fletcher's Restaurant on Lake Minnetonka.
Nice fish. Congratulations.
A family event held rain or shine.
Welcome to Minnesota Bound Crappie Contest.
Thanks, Dad. Excited to be here. I think everybody must be having a lot of luck on the water because not many people are coming in yet.
We had one after the other, one after the other, one after the other.
Man, that sounds like a fish story I would tell.
When I say ready, set, go, you lift it up. All right. Come on over first and second, because I got some prizes for you.
Oh, whoa, look at that one. All right, we're going to start with this young man. What's your name?
Many prizes are awarded.
.34. Here's the grand finale. I think this one's priceless.
Half-day fishing trip with me, it's priceless. It might also be fishless.
Proceeds go to the Fishing for Life charity organization.
So what a joy. We get to participate in this wonderful event, and we serve kids and veterans here as well, plus the general public. Over 1,000 people, it looks like today alone.
For the top 5 biggest crappie, there are prizes for juniors and adults.
The weigh-in was 0.98 pounds. 10 years old, She wins a $75 Fleet Farm gift card and Abu Garcia rod and reel, Abby.
If your eyes are on the grand prize, well, that is a secret. A secret weight, that is.
We've got a secret weight. I don't even know what it is. As you all know, the secret weight will win that beautiful ATV and Aluma trailer.
You have good fishing today? We did. Yeah, it took us a little while to find them, but once we got into them, we did. So exactly where were you fishing? Can't say. Oh, can't say? I don't know that bay.
You want to say where you were fishing? What bay you were fishing in today? I don't know. You're just fishing in the water, right? Lake Minnetonka? Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out. We have some prizes for you. Very nice. Look at these. I would say you guys found the secret spot today. These are incredible to have all 3.
Fletcher's channel.
Fletcher's channel?
Right
here.
The truth? Fletcher's channel right here.
The truth is, and this is no fishing tale, if you join the fun to catch a crappie, everybody is a winner.
Secret weight was 0.935.
with a crappie that weighed .94. He weighed it in at 12:30 today. David Truax.
What the hell? I never win anything. I put my wife on the back of this thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Big crowd, crappies were biting. Everybody's happy except maybe a few of the crappies.
Coming up, hunters hunker down in a most special spring camp.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Coors Light, Ice Castle Fish House and RV, and by White Bear Lake Superstore.
Up next, we're headed to Turkey Camp, a place called 10 Feathers where members are hand-picked for all the fun. Spring is the season of new, a fresh start, so to speak. Exactly why hunters head for the woods.
I would say silver side up, huh?
They're longer. That's what I thought for this soft soil.
That's Bill Worth, and that's his hunting buddy, Calvin Cookie Strauss, founders of a Minnesota tradition. I'll let them explain.
I'm the 10 Feathers Lodge, so we gave it a name. All of a sudden one day I says, 10 feathers. It just stuck.
See, every spring, as sure as the grass greens up, these two get together to hunt.
It's pretty funny, and next thing you know, we're calling it 10 Feathers Lodge.
And that's Clint Anderson.
We're gonna hang the basketball hoop up there too?
10 Feathers, new kid on the block.
Took me a few years, but I finally got my hat. Once you get a hat, then you're in.
Moving day.
Okay, so 10 Feathers might not be an actual lodge, but this camp's passion sits stout as any concrete foundation.
You know, there's just something about being in the spring turkey woods that's kind of coming back to life after a long winter.
In turkey talk, 10 Feathers Longbeards settle into cushy living. I set up in a more meager setting.
I just kind of slid into archery, and it's quiet, and it's definitely a challenge. Well, I had a little red dot right here, and it looks like it took it off. It was sitting right in this diamond, so.
Tomorrow's hunt will pit archers against guys with shotguns. See, at 10 Feathers, teams flip.
What's the flip?
Wasn't the flip who's going to go first?
Wait a second, I want to see this thing.
No, wait a minute.
I want to see if this is an honest coin.
What?
What? I saw this get screwed up in the Super Bowl, so I know it can happen with you. So,
in a Super Bowl.
All right, let's see what's head.
All right, so this is heads.
All right, okay. Heads I shoot, tails you shoot. I'm nervous.
Tail.
Oh!
You know, just like this hunt and every hunt, it's all about the stories. Every time you come in, you got a new story.
This story starts with a bang. By morning,
wake up, time to go to work.
Storm clouds clear out and hunters gear up. Bill and I have a short hike to a lonely field corner. A spot where we hunker down and slowly Minnesota's woods wake up. Somewhere just out of sight and buried in the fog, turkeys start talking. That is the sound of goosebumps, the gobble of big males, and the playful clucks of the girls. Too bad these birds seem more interested in each other instead of coming to us. Turkeys test patience of even the most hardy hunters.
Oh yeah, I can't sit over 2 hours. I'm a goer. Not a good thing for turkey hunting. Sometimes it works, but overall it's not a good virtue at all.
By mid-morning, our tolerance to sit runs dry. We move. A new spot, a new wait that will not last long.
You wouldn't think you'd get excited about a hen. Heck, you can't even hunt them, but that's the excitement of being out in the woods, being that close to those wild animals and just watching them do their thing.
It's almost as if she knows she's off limits. Pfft, show off.
And it's so amazing to just quietly sit still and watch those birds do their thing. I mean, that is the lure of turkey hunting.
Closed captioning provided by Star Bank.
A little overnight thunder can't keep the hunters of Ten Feathers Turkey Camp out of the woods, but it certainly makes the start of the morning very exciting.
Even on 3 hours of rain-soaked sleep, hearts pump as Ten Feathers members get to the first full day of spring turkey hunting.
The sleeping part's brutal. But you know what's amazing? You get up every morning and just fired up to go again.
100% true. Those birds this morning that we could hear off to our left, right here.
Within moments, our guts prove right.
When those birds sneak in, you just freeze. And it's so amazing to just quietly sit still and watch those birds do their thing.
Too bad she's off limits. Turkey hunters can only harvest males. Minnesota's wild turkey story is one of great success. Late in the 1800s, both land development and hunters all but wiped out Minnesota's wild turkeys. Throughout the 1900s, biologists and conservationists tried to reintroduce wild birds, but they never seemed to stick. Then, in 1971, the Minnesota DNR released 24 wild turkeys transported from Missouri. Slowly, that population reproduced, and Minnesota's birds flourished. Today, more than 30,000 wild turkeys roam the southern two-thirds of Minnesota. In fact, seems they're now all over the place.
You know, it's funny because a friend will call on the way to work and be like, I'm driving along Highway 12, there are turkeys along the road. What's the big deal about hunting them? Well, when you actually try to go and hunt a turkey, you understand how difficult it can be.
Which is exactly why we hope tonight's hunt might finally pay off.
So it's the end of day one. We've got time for one last little setup. We think the birds are going to come back into this field.
Just before dark, Bill Worth and I set up along a bluff-top cornfield. And then I freeze.
most people, if you don't lock up and you just move your head, sometimes you're even afraid to blink, they can see so well. Just this huge beards on the front ones that were coming in. Oh, that was incredible.
Slowly but steadily, half a dozen giant birds come straight for Bill's blind.
Got my heart racing. I was thought, here it is.
And we're just right there in front of them. It's just intense.
And sure enough, they didn't like something.
So goes the eternal search for wild birds.
That's hunting.
Tonight, they sleep safe and sound up in the trees above us. Still ahead, we go back in time as Ron Shera explores a rare Canadian destination.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Midwest Exteriors MN, Warner's Dock, and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Today's Minnesota Bound Classic takes Ron Shera north of the border.
Up to the Winnipeg River and a place called Pine Island.
They call it Pine Island, a quaint 13-acre chunk of wildness in a rugged stretch of the Winnipeg River. In 1950, Vic Burgess and his wife Tommy paused on the rocky, wooded island and said this was the place of their dreams. This is where they'd build a camp for anglers. Anglers who were looking for a fishing paradise. Why not? Vic and Tommy knew the river had it all, golden walleyes and toothy northern pike. And what's more, this paradise was all just a mere 90 miles from the Manitoba capital of Winnipeg. But all that was more than 40 years ago. And one might guess that the pleasures of Pine Island disappeared long ago. Well, guess again. Yeah! Although time doesn't stand still on Pine Island, today not much has really changed. The river still flows, and visiting anglers still are greeted by a member of the Burgess family. Son Brian now runs the lodge.
One of the special things about the lodge is that as I look back over the years, it's home. It's not just a place of business. Our family has grown up here. My children are growing up here. It's not like getting up in the morning and going to the office. This is home. Towards spring, as the snow is melting and I know that we're a few weeks away from opening for another year, I'm like a teenager all over again. I just can't wait to get up here.
While guests are encouraged to fish for all the fun they want, the trophy catches are recycled to bite again another day.
16 and a half.
You come to realize that it's completely unchanged over what it was 1,000 years ago. Granite, the trees, they're all here untouched, absolutely untouched. There's no reference point most of the day to determine what century it is, other than to look down at your own boat.
But more important, the future of Pine Island also means there are memories still swimming for the next anglers who come to cast. It's a promise as certain as the river flows and the pines on Pine Island whisper to the wind.
Now that looked like a fun time.
Maybe you and I need to explore there sometime.
I say let's do it.
All right. Well, that about does it for us. We hope to see you back here next week.
In the meantime, don't forget to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433. To get more Minnesota Bound, including full episodes, go to mnbound.com. And to follow our latest adventures, like us on Facebook.